Hello everyone, if you like my French accent and of course the content of these videos, feel free to subscribe to the channel in order to support us and to have our next videos. Before publishing new builds which will come next week, I wanted to explain you the power of Obsession, the new Runeword in staff for the Sorceress. I will tell you which one is the best between Obsession, Eschuta, Death Fathom and Oculus. Before going in details, a reminder of Obsession. It's not a very expensive Runeword because you only need a Zod, and in the end the different weapons that I just mentioned before have about the same price. With this stuff you will have skills, you will have FCR, FHR, resistances, magic fine, also knockback and some global life. So it could be very interesting, but it's a two-hand staff, and the other thing that you need to know is that you need a great base staff. So for example, +3 to Blizzard and Cold Mastery, +3 to Hydra and Fire Mastery, +1 to Teleport for example, or also the armors and so on. I will start with Oculus with an East and Spirit. For the skills you will have +5 with Spirit Oculus and with Obsession +4 with the 2 +3 that I mentioned a bit before. For the resistances it's 55 to all, but 20 to fire for the Spirit and Oculus, and for Obsession you have 65 to all resistance. You have about the same of FCR and FHR, but you lose a lot of MF, you move from 80 to 30. You also don't have a lot of mana when Spirit gives you some mana and some Vita, but you have this increase of life, so it's about the same for the life that the boss had. So for these two items it's a bit tricky, it will only depend on the base that you find. If you have a great base for Obsession you can go for it, and the resistances will help you to have some magic fine on the other parts of your equipment. For the Death Fathom it's much more easier because you will have more damage, more cold damage, and the cold mastery doesn't impact your cold damage. So it's very important, it's mandatory for an endgame sorcerer to have this Death Phantom with a facet inside. So you can just forget the Obsession if you are a cold sorcerer in endgame. The last one is Obsession versus Eschuta if you are fire or lightning sorcerers, and for this one I will advise to just forget about Eschuta because it adds a bit of fire and lightning damage, but since the mastery of fire and cold damage already add a lot of damage, it will not scale, it will just add a few damage. It's really bad compared to Obsession. So to put it in a nutshell, if you don't have to have the full explanation, if you are a cold endgame sorceress you go for Death Fathom. If you have a great base for Obsession, you take it, and if you don't have, you go for Oculus with an East and a Monarch with a Spirit. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget that to find everything on my website dm-gaming.eu, and if you have any question feel free to comment this video.